What's going on, fellow Yellow Jackets? My name is Tyler Lauder, and I am a sports media student in my final year here at BHSU. And today, I am here to preview the BHSU football team's 2020 season. Now, before we dive into their season that is officially now going to happen here for 2020, that was actually in doubt of even happening in the fall and was going to get pushed back in the spring. We will now get to celebrate, watch, and enjoy these games. But again, before we step forward and break down their opening matchup, who is on their schedule, and just what they are going to bring to the table this year, let's talk about their past. And in their past comes their future. And that is in their brand new head coach. Coach Josh Bresky is going to be the 29th head coach for the Yellow Jackets. He was named the head coach of the BHSU football program back in December of 2019. Based on words and quotes from athletic director Jet Albers, is Coach Bresky is the complete package. He brings a strong knowledge to the game, tremendous recruiting connections, experience from highly successful programs with talented mentors, and possesses an unmatched passion to serve as the next leader for the Yellow Jackets football program. And he's not wrong. He brings a ton of knowledge. He has been a collegiate athlete himself, being a former Yellow Jacket back from 05 to 09. He's a very standout member of their offensive line. He's a 4-year starter. He has earned 3 DAC All-Conference awards and 2 NAIA All-American honors. He's a 2-time captain, and his offensive line and his captaincy led the Yellow Jackets to 2 DAC championships and 2 NAIA playoff appearances. Now, he has been an offensive line coach and recruiting coordinator at Lindenwood University. He just finished off his 3-year stint with the Lions by making it to the second round of the NCAA Division II, and his team finished with a 9-4 record in his final year. Before Lindenwood, Coach Bresky was at the University of Sioux Falls serving as a tight ends coach before transitioning to the offensive line coach. And he had success there as well. And if you go back even further, he was a graduate assistant coach at Robert Morris University, as well as Chadron State College, and as a student assistant here for the Yellow Jackets as soon as he graduated. What is so important about this addition to the Yellow Jackets is that it is a homegrown talent. It is somebody that knows the town, knows the team, knows just the system. He just knows how everything works here. And if you listen to his kind of coming out speech and everything about fully being the head coach of this team back in December of last year, is that he is all about family. He's all about connections. He's all about, building these young men and helping them grow forward. And that's one of the biggest things about his coaching staff with everybody that he has brought in. It's all about, like, why do you coach, he kept saying in his speech. And that is what's most important here, is that he is somebody that is going to make this team a family, which is going to hopefully translate onto the field. Now, let's talk about this 2020 season that our Yellow Jackets get to have. It is going to be a 5-game season. Very short and unorthodox. But we have to be thankful that we even get football at all in the fall. Now, they will be opening up on October 10th at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology at 5 p.m. Now, it hasn't been said exactly which game is going to be for the trophy, but the battle for the Homestake Trophy might be up for grabs. This will mark the 135th meeting between these two football teams. They will also meet later on when Spearfish hosts South Dakota School of Mines in November. So they will play for the 135th and 136th in this season. Before we dive into that opening matchup, other games on their schedule is they'll be hosting Colorado Mesa University on October 17th, and then they'll be traveling to Chadron State College on October 24th. then taking a week off to celebrate Halloween. They will return back home on November 7th, as I said before, to take on School of Mines, and then a week later to finish out their season against Chadron State at home as well. So that's 3 home games out of 5. That's got to be pretty awesome, especially for you freshmen out there that haven't really got to experience a game yet here at Lehigh Stadium. And the attendance is something that we're still going to have to look on. I know they are selling tickets, and we're going to get to see just what is going to be happening here. But nonetheless, getting an opportunity to have football here is huge, especially for this school. All right, let's break down the battle for the Homestake Trophy. And this is a great rivalry that we have here. It is 2 West River teams, battle for the West River Trophy, or whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. The Homestake Trophy currently is with BH. Last year, the Yellow Jackets won by a margin of 48-28. That's all in thanks to a huge 21-0 lead early in the second quarter that just allowed the Yellow Jackets to kind of coast their way to victory. There's been no back-to-back winner since 2015 in the 2016 season. And overall, School of Mines has 63 wins, BH has 60, and there's 11 ties, especially dating back from the 70s and earlier. That's when there was ties and there was no really overtime for this trophy. It has been a while since there's been repeats, like a three-peat or anything along those lines. And these teams play each other tough every time they play. Even that victory that they had there, the Yellow Jackets got up early, but School of Mines still bounced back, to score 28 points in that game that they were completely outmatched in the first half. The big advantages that the Yellow Jackets have coming into the 2020 season is some of the standouts they have on offense and defense. Focusing on the offensive side of the ball, they are going to be returning a new running back for them to be starting, and that is sophomore running back Nolan Suzel, who last year did well in reserve duty. He was a situational running back, and I think that he showed enough in his limited touches, where he only had 56 carries last year, to warrant becoming the starter for this year. Suzel looks to build off an impressive first year. He gained over 321 rushing yards off those 56 carries, which was good for 5.7 yards per carry, which is outstanding. He had a few catches as well. His biggest game, I believe, was 34 receiving yards. He had 1 rushing touchdown. So with the more touches, he should easily be able to get over 100 touches, maybe closer to 150, if the game plan goes as it should. Our Yellow Jackets have not been known for being a highly, powerhouse passing team. And they like to run the ball and dominate the ground and control the clock. And I think that's what they're going to continue to do this year as well, with Suzel leading the pack. On the defensive side, they are going to be returning defensive back Bailey Rosenstrach, who had an impressive year last year. He dominated all levels of the ball on defense. That includes getting to the quarterback, getting pressure on the running back, forcing turnovers, open field tackles, just overall was doing everything that the team needed him to do. He was second on the team in overall total tackles in 79 total tackles. He also registered 2 sacks, 5.5 tackles for losses. He had an interception, 2 forced fumbles, and a safety. When I said do it all, I meant that he does it all. And that is going to continue this year as he's had another year of growth. He's had another year of film. He's able to evaluate more, and I think he is going to be the star on this defense going forward. Being able to produce statistics like that, where you're just great across the board, is something that I think will continue to translate into the 2020 season. And that is going to do it for us here on our Yellow Jackets Sports Preview for the football team's 2020 season. Be sure to check it out, as we'll be previewing every game before we play it and how we think we're going to do and fare against those teams. Final prediction here for the Yellow Jackets versus the Hard Rockers is going to be Yellow Jackets 34, Hard Rockers 23. And that will be a second consecutive battle for the homestake trophy brought back to the Yellow Jackets. Now, if the rivalry game actually takes place at home, I still think that we're going to be able to sweep them this year and continue to establish ourselves as the dominant Black Hills football team. And that is going to do it for our Yellow Jacket Sports Preview episode. Today, covering the Yellow Jackets 2020 season and their opening matchup against the School of Mines Hard Rockers. Thank you guys for listening, and be sure to check out all sports-related content. As the season goes on, we will be covering this team as well as many other sports. Thank you guys, and have a good night.